Hey guys, this is Sky Vanish Photo. Uh, I have this iPhone for 2 days now and been using it, and just gonna give you my quick opinion about the features of it. Uh, Mainly, most of it's going to be about uh, Face ID. Uh, I already did a unboxing and a quick summary of what that was. And, basically, I feel that the the build of this phone is one of the best iPhones, or one of the best phones out there currently. It's just feels really solid. Materials are really good quality. Stainless polished stainless steel around, glass on the front and the back. It's just I mean, even if you're not an Apple fan, you just kind of have to admit that the build of this phone is just beautiful. Um, with that said, let's talk about the features. Mainly the full screen. It's the full length of the screen, so you don't have that big chin and big forehead that all the other iPhones have. And with that, they took away the Touch ID. So I have mixed opinions about that. Touch ID, it was the gold standard. It worked well. It worked super fast, and basically they got rid of it because they wanted to utilize the whole screen. And you know, other manufacturers such as Samsung have put their Touch ID or their fingerprint on the back over here, but Apple didn't go that route, and they decided to basically abandon their Touch ID for Face ID. Uh, I think there's pros and cons. One of the biggest cons for me is sometimes I just want to use Touch ID because my phone might be resting on a counter, and I just want to take a glance at it, or send a text. Like if it was on a counter like this, I would just be able to unlock my phone and then send a quick text just like that. But with Face ID, you can't, because you actually have to tilt the phone so it's looking at you and you're looking at it at this angle in order for it to unlock. With Touch ID, it could be like this. I just put my fingerprint on the fingerprint sensor, and I can still see the phone at an angle, and I'll still be able to type a quick text message or something just like this angle. So that is not possible with this phone, and I do that a lot. So that's a big negative for me. As far as does it work? Yeah, Touch ID works. Face ID works. So basically, if you tap on the screen will it'll open up, and if you're looking at it, it'll unlock. So you could either touch the side button here, which is I guess the power button, and there's a multifunction button that would open the screen, and then I'm looking at it, so it unlocks immediately. Or like I said, you could touch the screen and it unlocks. So you see the lock and unlock button. Or sometimes I just like to touch and then swipe up, and it unlocks. So it's nearly as fast as Touch ID, but not. I think it might be like a quarter of a second slower, if anything. So once again, if I touch the screen, swipe up, and that's how fast it is. So I mean, it's even if it is a little bit slower than Touch ID, I don't think it even makes a big difference. It's fast enough. It works in the dark. It works if you're wearing glasses. It works if you're wearing a hat. So basically, setting it up. I'll throw up a video right now of setting it up. You just basically scan your face twice, and it remembers your face, and that's it. I mean, you could do everything you did with Touch ID with Face ID, including your Apple Wallet and app stores, and anything that you were able to do with Touch ID now is Face ID. Some of the apps aren't updated, so like my Wells Fargo app, it's still using Touch ID. So there's no way for me to get into it without using my password. I would have to use my password, because the Touch ID is still their default thing. They haven't used Face ID yet. Swiping home. So if you're in an app Swipe from the bottom, it brings you to the home screen. And if you swipe up and pause, it goes into all your apps. So these are all the apps that are currently open. So that's basically the same thing as double tapping the home button. You swipe up and you pause for a second, and you're able to scroll through all your apps. Pretty much those are all the major functions of the home button, and so it was really easy to adapt. There was no problem at all. You can swipe down like I showed you in the previous video to get to your, I forgot what this is called, the dashboard or something. So instead of swiping up like on the old iPhones, you swipe down, and that's pretty much the major functions. So let's look at the camera. Let me throw up a screen recording real quick. So let me throw up a screen recording, and so the camera. I'll throw up some photos. To show you on this review, but the camera is really good. It has a portrait mode, and you'll see I'm taking a picture of my dog. The portrait mode works really well. It blurs the background really nicely. Is it the best? I think it could get better. Sometimes if the subject is moving, I found that it kind of doesn't get it really nicely. The subject usually has to be really still, so getting portrait mode with kids is a little bit difficult. But when you get it good, it does produce a really good effect. It does look like a more expensive DSLR type portrait. It's only going to get better, but at the moment it's good. But if you're working with a subject that moves around, or if the lighting is not that bright, it can be iffy. The zoom function, so it has the two cameras on the back. One is a the zoom lens, and one is a telephoto. One's a zoom lens telephoto, and the other one is a more wide angle. So basically, if you pinch the screen, you'll see that it goes to 2x, and once it hits 2x, that's when it switches to the second telephoto screen. AR, I'll throw up a video here that I shot with AR, but this was a cool looking AR app where you could throw up a AR, and then you can shoot a video. So I'll shoot a video really quick in my office of this AR Spider-Man, and I gotta say it looks really good. So I'll shoot a video really quick in my office. So that's one of the newer things that Apple is working with, a lot of AR stuff, and there's a bunch of AR apps out there. So here's a sample of what this Animojis is. So basically it's recognizing my face, and it tracks my face really well. Ow, 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 ooh, oh. So it's kind of cool. So you can send a short clip of this video to wherever you want. So basically you hit the record button, it records. I'm not sure if I think it's 10 seconds. Yeah, I started at 10 seconds. And it records a clip. You hit and button, it plays it back. It records. I'm not sure if I think it's 10 seconds. Yeah, I started at 10 seconds. So then you could, have a robot. I'm a robot. Hello, ha ha ha. Hello, kitty. Little doggy. Ruff, 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 ruff. Oh. Alien, alien. It was a poopy. Somebody pooped. Poop, 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 poop. Alright, that's enough of that. Alright, so that's my review right there. Overall, the phone is an excellent build. No one can deny that. Is it worth it? That's for you to judge. It's definitely one of the most expensive phones out there. The quality of it, the materials used, justify that? Yes or no? I'm not sure. Um, Compared to the iPhone 8 Plus, I know for the fact that the hardware inside the iPhone 8 Plus is nearly identical to what's in the iPhone 10. I believe it has the same chip, and I think the only main difference is the cameras. The iPhone 8 Plus has such slightly slower camera, rear the back camera, and I believe only one of the lenses is stabilized, whereas the the iPhone 10, both the back lenses, the zoom and wide angle, are optically stabilized, and of course has the depth sensing cameras on the front. But other than that, iPhone 8 Plus is identical hardware-wise to the iPhone 10. So all the apps, the speed that you're going to get from the iPhone 10, you're going to get the same thing with the iPhone 8 Plus. You're just going to get a bigger screen with the iPhone 10. Smaller phone, bigger screen, and slightly better camera on the back, and you have obviously the Face ID cameras on the front. So that's the main difference between the iPhone 8 Plus and the iPhone 10. So is it worth it? Is something that you're just gonna have to judge by what you need. But that's my review. If you like my videos, please hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be getting some more drones and doing a lot more drone videos, a lot of drone reviews, and just anything in the drone and photography world. I'm going to be shooting some of my drone reviews with the iPhone 10 with 4K, and see how good of a quality the 4K on the iPhone 10 is. You can shoot 4K at 60 frames, up to 60 frames per second. So we'll see how well that does on my next drone review. So that's it for now. Catch you in the next one. Peace.